Jay-Z has consistently showed us time after time again that for him it's going to be partnership over principle. We remember when he backdoored a Dame Dash, when he made those partnerships in his own favor. Then we seen when Colin Kaepernick was going through it with the NFL and ended up being blackballed. He didn't come to his defense. And now right in the middle of our very own people, his very own people, being in the middle of a Target boycott, he is partnering with Target. And so I think what the biggest issue is here, that we look for these quote unquote iconic people that so many idolize to be leaders. And for them, it's only about legacy building, and that's their own legacy. Forget the people.
Ooh, come on. Come on.
Welcome to the Famous Girl TV, where you will find that I am not famous, but I talk about people who are. And today I'm talking about none other than Jay-Z. So Jay-Z is currently under fire right now because he announced that he is releasing the 30th anniversary edition of his album, Reasonable Doubt. He's releasing that exclusively to Target. Now, the black community is upset with him because they decided collectively not that long ago that they would be boycotting Target. So the fact that Jay-Z is coming along and allowing his exclusive vinyl to only be sold in Target has upset quite a few people. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit surprised at everyone's reaction because I feel like Jay-Z has been doing this for years, where the black community will collectively decide that they are done with something or not putting their money towards something, and then Jay will come along and like redirect everyone, and then next thing you know, we're back giving our money to whoever or whatever we were originally boycotting. The NFL, for example, black people were not watching the NFL. They were not watching the games because they did not respect or appreciate the way black people were being treated in this country. And football players were kneeling as a result of Colin Kaepernick. But it wasn't until Jay-Z came along and said, "We're past kneeling." And then he took over the entertainment portion of the NFL and then started putting, his artists to do the halftime shows. And to me, I always felt like he really only did that for his own personal gain and to put the artists on the Super Bowl stage that he actually has a vested interest in. He's not putting people on the stage that, the fans generally want to see. I felt like he was just picking people that he liked, or people that were on his label or whatever, people that he can monetize off of or capitalize off of. So I just feel like, Jay-Z is a self-serving individual. Oh, Tidal is another good example too, because with the whole Tidal situation, like he got the black community and everybody to invest into Tidal because that was supposed to be like a black-owned streaming platform. And once the community and multiple artists, including Nicki Minaj and Beyonce and Rihanna, I think, once these artists invested into Tidal, he turned around and sold it for a lot of money. So when people call Jay-Z a sellout, this is why. There was even an email that appeared in the Epstein files that was sent to Jeffrey Epstein, and the email said, "You want to know why we are not Sao Paulo? Watch the TV ads on the Super Bowl. It's all about hip blacks in hip cars with white women. The group that should be in the streets has been bought off by Jay-Z." Jess Stalley, Blue Mountain Capital, said that. So it's like even the white elites are talking about Jay-Z this way. So I know for a fact that the people in the black community that are calling out this behavior and saying something, I know that they're not tripping. And I know I'm not tripping. And I want to take this time right now to call out hip hop media outlets for either A, not talking about this situation at all, or B, making a bunch of stupid ass excuses and acting like this is not a pattern or an issue. Okay? And I'm just tired of these platforms that, are supposed to be giving commentary, glazing over shit and acting like it's not an issue. Because you have all of social media and the public and members of the community all on one accord saying one thing. And then you have a few mouthpieces in the industry, like people on the Breakfast Club, Joe Budden podcast, Elliot Wilson, Ebro, etc., that don't want to engage in the conversations that everyone else is having. So I feel like at the end of the day, they are selling their viewers short and their platform short, because that's what the viewers want to hear you talk about. They want to hear you talk about the things that people are talking about on TikTok. They want you to add to the conversation and give your opinions, but it's like all of these people just cower and act like it's not a problem. And I find it absolutely disgusting that you guys are grown men. Like, I was watching a clip of Joe Budden speaking on the Joe Budden podcast, and basically when he was asked to give his opinion on the situation, he was like, no, I'm not going to talk about that. I have tickets to go see Jay-Z at Yankee, and I'm going to go see, and I don't want to comment, so I'm just not going to say anything. And I'm like, you are literally a grown-ass man sitting on your platform talking about you're scared to give your opinion because you're going to go see Jay-Z at Yankee. That is the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life. I just feel like these hip hop outlets are completely out of touch, and they do not represent the thoughts and the feelings of the consumer, especially young people and young hip hop fans. And I feel like they are losing a lot of credibility. I really do. And I'm going to be honest, in my opinion, and nothing that I'm saying is factual, or I'm not trying to present myself as having all the facts. I'm simply just commenting and giving my opinion. In my opinion, I believe that a lot of these outlets have been incentivized to push certain narratives, and it just no longer holds weight in the entertainment space. So when I mentioned The Breakfast Club, Ebro, Elliott Wilson, Joe Budden, I mean, what do all these platforms have in common? All these dudes are like 45 plus. They do not cater to the youth. They do not appeal to the youth, and the youth is not listening to them or what they say. They don't care about their opinions. And let me tell you something. If they gave a fuck about any of those people's opinions, Iceman would have fucking tanked and Drake would be canceled. And we wouldn't even be talking about Iceman. And you want to know something that I find even more crazy than that? I think that Jay-Z and his counterparts are finding out in real time that he is not as relevant as what the fuck he thought he was. The era that we're in currently for hip hop and for music and just how everybody is thinking and feeling currently, the demand for Jay-Z is absolutely non-existent. I do not believe that there is any sort of demand for Jay-Z music at all. Allegedly, in my opinion, I believe that Jay-Z was basically given his wealth, his power, and his influence from the white higher ups that are unseen, the people that work in the shadows. They gave him the power that he has in order for him to wrangle in the black community and do what the white man wants them to do. I believe that's really his claim to his wealth, is him basically being a double agent. And I think that now people are finally starting to wake up to that. And I think even Jay-Z himself is waking up to that, because look at what he's doing now. Like, when is the last time Jay-Z has been relevant in music? It's like he hasn't been relevant in music in years, quite a long time. So ask yourself, do you think it's a coincidence that he's outside trying to rap now? Why now? Why in 2026 is he trying to become a rapper again and kick up demand for his new release if he's dropping an album? Why is he trying to prove himself as a rapper again? Like, what are we doing? You know why I think he's doing that? I think that is happening because the elites, the white people that I said initially gave him his wealth, his power, and his influence, I think that they are now rejecting him. I think they're done with him. They're rejecting him. And I think it's because maybe they've realized what I'm saying, which is Jay-Z does not have the same sort of power and influence over the community that he thought he did. He doesn't have that same amount of power as, maybe he did at one point. He doesn't have it anymore because we're in the age of TikTok. where anybody can get online, do their own research, do a video, give their opinion, and go viral for it. We don't have to wait to listen to the radio station or wait for magazines to get the tea, to get the gossip. We don't really even need to use blogs like the Shade Room to get gossip. We literally could just go on Twitter, go on TikTok, and listen to what regular people are saying and what regular, normal, everyday people are talking about. We don't need these big platforms to tell us what to think anymore. And that's why I feel like these hip hop platforms like the Breakfast Club, I think that they're totally obsolete. I don't know what exactly the holdup is, but they're not doing what they were intended to do anymore. And that is to sway people and to push the masses into thinking a certain way or believing a certain thing or going with a certain narrative. And that's just not happening with these platforms. I think they have effectively destroyed any and all of their credibility. Oh, Vlad too. He's another one. He's terrible. Yeah, I think these people have completely ruined their credibility. And like I said, they're obsolete. There's no need for them. And in my opinion, I believe that some of these shows are going to be off the air soon. Like the Breakfast Club, I'm telling you, I feel like their days are numbered, bro. It's like, it's crazy. So I'm just going to add that I really do feel like all the people that Jay-Z allegedly and Roc Nation allegedly are allegedly incentivizing with payments or favors or whatever, I do believe that these people, they're probably going to be the first ones off the air. Because like I said, their credibility is completely and totally shot. And after Iceman came out and some of the things that Drake brought to light in his music in that album, I just really feel like, pun intended, the jig is up. The jig is definitely up, and I just think it's become way too obvious. It's way too obvious what's going on. It's obvious that it's like you've got your... I just feel like Jay-Z, his involvement in people's opinions and the narrative making, his involvement has become very obvious. So I just feel like his credibility is gone. And let me say this. When I first got wind that Jay-Z was named in the Epstein files and accused of being present during a sexual assault where the person may have been underage and they claim that they were drugged, and that this happened alongside Harvey Weinstein and Pusha T, I rolled my eyes and blew it off, because at the time I did not believe that that was going to be enough to convince the community that Jay-Z is a bad person. I didn't think that it would be enough because of the way that the community pretty much turned a blind eye to Jay-Z when that Jane Doe lawsuit with Diddy, when that came out, the way everybody reacted, I was not confident that Jay-Z would be held accountable by the community. But I will say that right now, what's today's date? Today is Wednesday, June 17th, 2026. I can say that effectively today, I was wrong. I was very wrong about that. You know what I think? I think that Jay-Z being named in the Epstein files has caused irreparable fucking damage to Jay-Z's brand and his company, and I hate to say it, but his wife. I feel like that shit has tainted both of their image beyond belief, and I don't think there's any way that they will ever be able to recover from that. I don't see how in the world Jay-Z will ever be able to come out from underneath being in the fucking Epstein files. And the fact that he has chosen to not address or acknowledge it has not benefited him at all. Because I'm telling you, when I'm scrolling on social media and I see a lot of people giving their opinions about Jay-Z and everything that's going on, I'm gonna be very honest. When I look at the comments, A lot of people be in them comment sections talking about, he in the Epstein files, like it is constantly coming up. I have noticed that whenever there is an active conversation surrounding Jay-Z and Roc Nation, the Epstein files is always coming up. And I want to shout out to Drake again, because I feel like Drake and Iceman, he did kind of reopen that dialogue. And I feel like people were already talking about it, but I feel like people are talking about it even more because, Drake talked about it in his album. He talked about it. So I just feel like overall, I think Jay made a very, very grave mistake attacking Drake behind the scenes. I think that was just about the worst thing he could have ever done, because Drake is that nigga. He's number one. He's the top male rapper. He's the best-selling male rapper out right now. Literally, he is the top guy. He's number one. He dropped Iceman, and he proved that to everyone again, that he is the GOAT, literally. And Jay-Z does not have the same type of demand or relevance as Drake. So it's like with that GQ interview, it was kind of given like Jay wanted to get ahead of the Iceman release, and it's like he really wanted people to choose him over Drake. And no, the people chose Drake. People pick Drake. The youth wants Drake. I'm actually very curious to see what Jay-Z's first week sales are going to look like if he does in fact drop an album this summer, because I guarantee you he's not outselling Iceman. He's not outdoing Iceman. The demand for Jay-Z in 2026 is not there. People do not care about Jay-Z like that. Even when Jay-Z was popping in like the late 90s, early 2000s, even back then, he wasn't the number one nigga. There was always someone else hotter than him. Not to say that Jay wasn't hot. He probably was hot, but he was not the hottest. So it's delusional to think that he's competing with Drake. That's crazy. He has officially lost touch. He has lost the plot. And I don't know why he's trying to be a rapper again. I know why, but I just don't think it's gonna work out the way he thinks it's gonna work out. The Carters have taken a massive hit, and I don't think that they are being viewed the same way that they were maybe even like 2-3 years ago. I really feel like and I don't have any proof about this is really just my opinion, but I believe that Epstein files thing, I think it probably cost them some opportunities behind the scenes, and I think it's affected them more than what they want people to know. So they're walking around, they came to the Met Gala like, oh, we're a big happy family, fake smiles. I just felt like all of that was fake. And when I look at Beyonce, I just don't see a star anymore. And maybe that's just me being me. But I really felt like Blue Ivy, her aura was way stronger, and she was giving me more superstar, I'm that girl, you know what I'm saying, all eyes on me. Like Blue was giving that energy more than Beyonce was. You know what I'm saying? Like the Met Gala was supposed to be a gag, because that was Beyonce's first Met Gala in like what they say like 10 years. So when she popped out with Jay-Z, that was supposed to be a gag. Like everybody was supposed to stop and gag and just be shook and in awe. And it wasn't. It was like no one gave a fuck. No one cared. And in my opinion, she didn't look good. Her dress, the dress wasn't it. The makeup wasn't it. The hair wasn't it. It's like you can see her star is fading a lot. And it's like when you look at her, she almost looks like she's tired. Like she looked fine physically, but it's just, I don't know if it's like a spiritual energy over her, but she just looks like she's really burnt out and just tired. And her smiles just seemed really fake and forced. And I really feel like all of this stuff going on with the Epstein files and the lawsuits, I think it has affected them a lot more than they want people to know. And they can try to fool y'all, but they're not fooling me, okay? I'm just gonna say that I do not think that it is a coincidence that Nicki Minaj just 1 year ago was calling out Governor Gavin Newsom and pretty much alluding to the fact that she believed that he was in bed with Jay-Z and Roc Nation, because when Nicki asked him for help multiple times after her home was attacked and swatted repeatedly, when she asked him for help, he ignored her. And I believe he came online and posted a Megan Thee Stallion lyric in order to troll Nicki instead of address her concerns when she felt like her life and her family were in danger. So the fact that the DOJ is now in California, so you know the DOJ is the feds, right? Yeah, the feds are in California investigating Gavin Newsom and his wife Jennifer for multiple different things, not just for one or two, it's several different things. And Gavin Newsom has been going around saying that, oh, this is just a Trump thing, Trump's coming after us, Trump. Babe, CNN even came out and they did their news segment and they said, no, it's not Trump. A lot of this started out because he had several whistleblowers come forward and snitch on him, basically. And I think Nicki Minaj is technically one of the whistleblowers. So if you think that the feds are down in California, because what is California? California is literally entertainment capital. That's home of Hollywood, LA, Los Angeles. Like, yeah. So do you think the federal government would be down there investigating something and you don't think they're going to look into the entertainment sector? So in my opinion, Nicki Minaj is snitching. The feds are probing Newsom, and I believe they are also probing his affiliates and people who have been rumored to be close to him. And I'm also going to throw in that, if they uncover something in relation to Tory Lanez, that won't surprise me either. Okay? Because Tory's alleged enemies are also Nicki Minaj's alleged enemies. They have a common enemy. So if the feds are down there looking for something pertaining to said common enemy, don't you think they're going to probably find something, or you think they're trying to find something? And remember, Tory Lanez has that $100 million lawsuit against the California Department of Corrections. So I'm wondering if the DOJ is going to look at that and ask questions. I don't know, but I will say that if Tory has any major breaks, or if anything is discovered that can potentially help him, I'm just going to go ahead and thank Nicki, because I really do feel like she has put a bug in Donald Trump's ear, because you know her and Trump are cool. So I think she went over there, told him a lot of stuff. I feel like Trump is completely hip. Like, he knows everything that's going on in the entertainment and the black entertainment space. He knows what's going on. It's just a matter of what they can prove, because you know, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So they are, in my opinion, they're down there looking for proof so that they can take action. So I just think that, you know, if anything does come of the feds being out there in Cali, thank Nicki. So that's all I got for today. I really just wanted to come on here and talk about the Jay-Z Target situation, but I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments what your opinions are. How do you feel about Jay-Z selling merchandise in Target when black people are trying to boycott? Also, what do you think about the feds in California? Like, do you think Nicki has anything to do with that? I think she does personally. I think she's an informant, but that's just my opinion. So if you think I'm crazy or that I'm tripping, let me know why you think I'm tripping. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like anything that I'm saying, give it a thumbs down and tell me why you disagree. But I'm going to remind you to, once again, keep it respectful, because if you come in the comments talking shit, I'm going to talk shit back. Okay, so yeah, just be nice. Okay, but yeah, that's all I got for today, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.